Welcome back to 90 Day Fiance Season 4, Episode 2, Danielle Strikes Back. We last left our heroine Danielle in a heated argument with her husband Yohan, where she was acting very condescendingly towards him and ridiculing him for having a not real dream of making a better life for himself in America. Yes, it's all very ironic for our mango-loving manifester, but in this episode, in a complete and unexpected change of pace, Danielle does the same thing. Let me catch you up. Yohan, being the enterprising young man that he is, opened up a butcher shop recently for some extra dough, and the two of them go to visit.
I am really excited to see his butcher shop because I'm so proud of him.
That positive attitude doesn't last very long though, because once she gets there and she sees what the reality of a butcher shop in the Dominican Republic is like, she's a little shocked.
Llegamos, mi amor, este es mi negocio, nuestro negocio.
There's pounds of raw meat just thrown on the counter, there are flies everywhere, landing all over the meat. It's not my cup of tea either. By the way, that fly buzzing around sound, that ain't real. That's some stock audio. Listen. Heard that, TLC? I'm a YouTuber. Can't fool me. But yeah, that's rough for Danielle. Even if you're not delusional and you know that things aren't going to be up to the cleanliness and health standards that you're used to in America, it'd still be a shock to actually see it in person. It might still be healthier than all the plastic we're eating though. So she's a bit shocked, and fair enough, there's nothing wrong with that. But how will she respond? I see two different ways she can handle it. She could take the when in Rome approach, take a minute, adjust her standards, accept that things are different here than what she's used to. And hey, maybe she could see this as a good opportunity. After all, if this is the standard here and you have some modern American business experience, maybe they could combine their powers and really take this place to the next level. So she could do that. Or she could be a spoiled, condescending brat about it.
Está refrigerada.
No hay frío. Hay moscas. That can't be good. Bugs. If I see meat that it has bugs on it, I'm not going to buy it.
Do I care? This isn't America. I don't care if you'd buy it.
En mi país no hay
Estoy hablando
afuera.
aquí,
Okay. And
aquí, no
Sin
tu
aire.
país.
No.
Oye, aquí, no estamos en tu país. Aquí, la carne se vende así.
Yohan is really upset by my reaction, but I'm not sure that he knows how to manage a business.
what do these two statements have to do with each other? For one, man, her demeanor is just so condescending. But secondly, I don't think she understands what's going on in his business at all. And I'm almost positive she didn't care enough to legitimately try to understand his business without her own agenda. Thirdly, even if he didn't know shit about running a business, that doesn't justify a reaction that just crushes his spirits like that. How nice you are to someone you love shouldn't depend on their performance. That sounds like something you learned from having that behavior modeled to you as a child. Might explain some things.
I can't believe that this is how everybody buys meat, like even rich people.
What about rich people? Yeah, I'm sure Bezos remembered to bring a fridge to his Dominican mansion. What's your point?
Like even rich people? Like everybody buys their meat this way? It's just like sitting out unrefrigerated with flies on it? That doesn't make sense.
Well, I'm sorry the less fortunate don't make sense to you. Imagine being so privileged and out of touch that not only does the concept of a lower standard of living and a life outside of your own not make sense, but that you also have no sense of self-consciousness about saying that out loud on television with a smile.
Cuando tú compras la carne, ¿cuánto cuesta? Otra pregunta. ¿Cuánto cuesta eso?
El freezer costó 80 y solo he pagado 10. Debo 70.
Do you have like a book where you write things down? Cuando tú vas a un mercado y compras carne,
Sí.
¿tú tienes un receipt? ¿Un
Tengo
papel?
recibo,
Okay,
sí.
¿dónde está?
Oh no. I guess the cold and the flies thing wasn't enough criticism for one day, huh? Now she wants to get into the books? Why? Why do you need to do that right now? Did anyone ask you, or are you just jumping straight into controlling?
Yo quiero ayuda. A ti.
Oh, you want to help? Well, maybe you could have asked if he wanted your help, but maybe she's over the shock and wants to apologize.
This doesn't make sense to me. I can't breathe in here. I need to go outside.
Commercial break. All right, she's back with her laptop and what I can only assume is a toddler's drawing of the Pixar Lamps family trapped inside a birdcage. You sick f.
I'm gonna put all of March in here.
En computadora.
Sí.
Yo no tengo computadora.
Tú necesitas.
What? Why?
You don't have a computer? What is this, the Stone Age?
What kind of accent was that? I guess Victorian English accent doesn't really make sense if we're talking about computers, huh? Maybe I'm being too mean. Maybe she was just offering that as advice.
Es importante. Tú tienes un negocio sin computadora, tú tienes un problema.
Never mind. God, Danielle, you make it so hard to defend you. No, he doesn't, okay? No, he doesn't. Dude just bought the freezer for 80 Dominican pesos and still has 70 to pay off on it. I don't think he needs a 73,000 peso computer to do his books. You know businesses existed before the computer, right? You know we've referred to accounting as the books because we used to have actual books of accounting pages, right? I understand that it's great to have and it's what you're used to, but I'm just amazed at the total lack of self and situational awareness required to look around, be doing the numbers right in front of him, and not only proclaim that he needs a computer, but that something is wrong if he doesn't have one. Can you imagine yourself saying something like that in that situation and how embarrassed you'd be about it afterwards?
I'm feeling really just, I don't even know what the word is. Like, I was just taken aback. I was really grossed out. And I feel like he's running a business the way that I would run a lemonade stand.
I've said it already, but do we actually believe that she knows how he's running the business? Anyone? Come on. Put your hands up. Come on, get them up. It looks like, are you, no? Yeah, nobody. Because it sure seemed like to me that she freaked out and went into controlling mode to take it all over and act like an expert without any real knowledge or experience.
I've been running a yoga and wellness business since 2018. That motivates me to break out my computer and show him how to use a spreadsheet. This way he can start keeping track of how much he's making every month and how the income column needs to be much larger than the expense column.
Oh, well, never mind. She's been running a part-time yoga studio for 3 whole years. I take back what I said about her not being an expert then. I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's no Goldman Sachs, but I'm sure she still has some valuable knowledge to impart. I mean, I'm sure she knows more about running a business than I do. But ugh, that condescension, that giddy smile when she says, I just need to teach my poor stupid baby child partner that if he has 3 apples and Susie gives him 1 apple but the teacher wants 5 apples, then he doesn't have enough apples. I just need to teach him that because he doesn't know that already.
¿Tú pagar tu empleados?
Sí.
¿Cuánto?
1,200, 1,300.
By the way, for anyone keeping track at home, looks like one of his employees will be able to buy their own MacBook in just 61 weeks salary. You gotta get that first, of course, because if you don't have a computer, then... Okay, I'll move on from the computer thing. Sorry.
Okay, so, en un mes, tú tienes eso. ¿Cuántos? Dice.
19.
Say it. Say it. How much is it, dog? Say it. Say it.
¿Y tú pagar eso? ¿Cuántos?
60.
60 es más o menos de 19.
Es más.
So, ¿cómo estás? Es un negocio.
Yeah, just one question. What's wrong with you? Imagine you started a business and it's just getting started and you go to show your partner and they're like, this is your business? This smelly dump? You're not even making money. Do you even know how to do math? How is this a business? Are you stupid? That's so disheartening. I don't care how much of a shock this is. A reaction like that is totally unjustified. You're just being a jerk.
¿Qué tú no entiendes? Que el negocio está empezando, que es nuevo. ¿Qué parte tú no entiendes?
So, ¿cómo tú pagas eso? Es mi pregunta.
Tengo 2 trabajos.
Es mucho dinero. 40,000 más.
Did you know you're not making money? I bet you didn't. In fact, you're down $735. If only you had a $1,300 computer. I'm sorry. I've overdone the computer thing. I'm sorry. It's just such a ridiculous thing to say.
Tú no tienes más dinero. Tú pagar 40,000 más. Es doble que
¿Qué
tú
negocio?
en tu
¿Qué
hotel.
negocio te va a dar dinero inmediato? Sin invertir dinero. ¿Qué negocio?
Mi amor, yo no Warren Buffett, pero yo sé cuando tú pagar 40,000 pesos más de tu toma de un negocio, no está bien.
Well, I'm investing in a new business venture and don't expect to see a return on my investments immediately. I'm no Warren Buffett, but not having money's no good.
¿Qué tú opinas? ¿Qué tú sugieres?
I have a question. I'm asking
No,
where
¿cuál es
this
tu idea? Dime, ¿qué se puede hacer?
My idea is where is the money coming from? It's my question. Where did you get the money?
Del negocio.
I feel like I'm playing Who's on First.
¿De dónde lo voy a pagar?
I don't know how to ask the question any other way, so.
I guess she's now asking how he pays the difference. Where's the investment coming from? I think that's what she's asking about because it's kind of Hard to tell what her point is over the yelling and hostility, because that's not an effective way to communicate. But if that's the case, then yeah, him saying, I'm paying my debt from the business by the money I gain from my business doesn't make sense. But yeah, she's right. It's probably not just some miscommunication in a heated debate. No. He's probably just a total idiot.
I'm trying to be patient, but I don't understand how I'm supposed to build a life with someone who can't even be bothered to do basic math. Either that or he's just being really stubborn and won't admit that he's making a mistake.
¿De dónde tú quieres que
You
te
know
diga
what,
que
babe?
lo pague?
I think you are doing an amazing job with this business. You
Tu
clearly
idea para-
have
tú-
manifested
tú-
20,000 pesos, and whatever you did it well.
He doesn't speak English, Danielle.
Even my magic is not this good.
Tú en
I
vez de
couldn't do
dar-
that.
tú en vez de darme ánimo para el negocio, tú lo que me quitaste tú el ánimo. Yo lo que tengo ganas es de quitar la carnicería y no vender más.
You're doing a great job.
Sí.
We're done.
You know what? I bet she's pretty cool to hang out with. No, seriously, I'm sure she's pretty nice, probably a good friend, maybe pretty easy to get along with. And I can understand that the culture shock in that moment can be very stressful and confusing, but the extent and how she handled it doesn't add up. In my last video on Danielle, you can watch that here by the way, I said people will often go to great lengths to defend their delusions, even when they know deep down that it's not true. Although it may look to us like the audience that in that moment she's reacting to warm fly beef, I think what she's really reacting to is a threat to her delusion, and that's what's causing the outsized reaction. Because he might be like, yo, what the f? Why are you freaking out that my shop doesn't meet your standards? But to her, I think seeing the lower health standards kind of jolted her awake to the possibility that this fantasy dream of paradise, mangoes, laying on the beach, and never having to worry about money again may not be real. And that's a threat she doesn't seem to handle well. It's just like how she reacted in the car last episode, flipping out at him, talking down to him, low-key saying he's stupid. And the math thing again. Why is it always gotta be a math thing? I think that when she perceives a threat to her delusion, she snaps and immediately goes from 0 to 60. She surrounds the threat, locks it down, and tries to overwhelm and control it. It feels like a maladaptive preservation tactic in service of maintaining her delusion. I wonder how much of her toxicity comes from these delusion reactions. Or maybe this is just how she handles every inconvenience and issue and doesn't have anything to do with delusions. I sure hope not. Maybe in 6 months or 5 years, I don't know. Maybe she's totally ditched the delusion and is living a happy and secure life with Yohan. And maybe she'll be able to look back at this time and laugh at how silly and delusional she was. Well, maybe not silly, more like toxic, but you know, you get the point. I don't know what came over me. I guess she's talking to Yohan, so I don't know what came over me. I just hated my life in New York so much and just needed a way out so bad that I guess I just tunnel visioned on this one idea of paradise, and I was so rigid. So I'm so sorry, my partner, my love. I'm glad we got past that. Who knows? I'm a sucker for a good comeback love story, so I will be keeping my heart open for that possibility if it presents itself, and in the meantime, I'll be hoping for the best. But in the meantime, my prediction is that she'll continue snapping at him with these condescending and controlling reactions. And my guess is that they'll come from seemingly nowhere on the surface, but might make sense if we think about them within the context of threats to her delusion. So, keep an eye out. Let's see if I'm right. That's it for today's video. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about my predictions and if you think you have any other theories or explanations as to why she's behaving in this way. I love thinking about this sort of thing, and I'd love to hear what your thoughts are about it in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video and want to see other healthy living and relationship content, then you know what to do. Hit subscribe, like the video, ring the bell for notifications, and every comment helps the algorithm. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.